my fellow masters, we have a bit of a problem. There's not a whole lot of time left until the Lilim Harlot FGO Arcade Collab Event, which means Tiamat and Draco will soon be upon us in just several weeks or so. And with the hype around the Lost Belt 7 servants, mainly Kukulkan based on the comments I've read, no doubt there are some masters out there that used more St. Quartz and tickets when trying to summon, and may be wondering if enough SQ can be replenished when the Lilim Harlot event comes around. So since I know Draco, and to a lesser degree Tiamama, are high priority targets for many, plus a few comments requesting this, I'm going to cover just how many St. Quartz and tickets can be gained in the time remaining. My apologies for essentially bypassing Takasugi, who is the next new servant of 2025, but you know how FGO is, the waifu bias is real. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a saving start date of February 19th. So for sources of SQ/tickets from either campaigns or events still to come as February winds down, it should just be the expected 2800 days anniversary for NA that I've predicted to come around Feb 22nd, give or take a day, and that will provide a 10 SQ to get us started. The next campaign to follow, either around the end of February or at the beginning of March, is the pre-release campaign for the Chaldea Boys collection. This will allow us to add 3 SQ to our tally. Set for early March, we will get the Chaldea Boys collection and related event, the story of Chaldea Heavy Industries. Our Draco fund will increase by 6 SQ from a social media campaign, 4 SQ from a server maintenance, 8 SQ and 3 tickets from playing through the event, and then 7 tickets from a special 7-day login bonus. Altogether, the CBC event will grant us 18 quartz and 10 tickets. And for those that have Emiya Alter, you can count on another 2 SQ from his new rank up quest. Sometime between now and the end of March, we will get the annual user survey, which when completed, will likely provide 4 summon tickets. Now, we know Lilim Harlot is definitely scheduled to start in late March. I tend to consider late, quote-unquote, to be the final week or so of the month, so I'm just going to assume, for the time being, that Lilim Harlot will start on or around March 24th, making my original prediction of April 14th quite a ways off, but what can you do? At any rate, working backwards a bit, the pre-release campaign for Lilim Harlot will likely start a week prior, so on or around March 17th is what I'm now thinking. It will bring us 3 SQ from a login bonus, and specifically for those masters that have Caster Da Vinci and First Hassan, another 4 SQ can be counted on. Now this is where Tiamat should make her playable debut, but let's hold off for a bit to scrounge up as many quartz as we can. If Tiamat's banner duration follows JP, then she will be on rate up for a pretty lengthy period, well into the event. The Lilim Harlot event itself, to follow a week or so after its pre-release, will bring us 6 SQ from a social media campaign. Embarrassingly, it's something I missed from my SQ savings in 2025 part 1 video. I know, I'm slipping, sorry. 4 SQ from a server maintenance, and 22 SQ and 2 tickets from playing through the event. All combined, that's 32 quartz and 2 tickets from the FGO Arcade Collab Event. There will be another potential 12 SQ for masters that have Jacques de Molay, Caster Gil, Nightingale, Mordred, OG Nero, and or Lancer Artoria Alter. Like Tiamat, we will look at a Draco SQ tally in just a moment. First, let's look at the new Master Spring Support campaign that's expected in late March as well, though maybe closer to the end of the month, like the 27th or something. For our last minute savings tally, it will have 12 SQ and 5 tickets from an unusual social media campaign that will probably require 50,000 total reactions based on something similar from last year. 12 more SQ and 1 ticket can be gained from limited master missions. Then there are 3 sets of login bonuses, but they're kind of spread out over a long period of time. Going by their schedule in JP, I think we can count on most of the SQ rewards for a Tiamat and Draco tally, but probably not all of it. So I'm going to say we can count on 15 SQ and 2 tickets from these campaign login bonuses. That's a combined 39 quartz and 8 tickets for our little savings fund. And we're still not done with our up to the last moment saving. There is still one more campaign we can probably count on. Scheduled at the beginning of April should be the Evocation Festival Part 1. Well, this is assuming it doesn't get a major shift in scheduling to avoid a large overlap with the Lilim Harlot event. It will have 30 SQ we can count on from its limited master missions, And like the new Master Spring campaign, it has a login bonus that will provide SQ spread out over the course of the month. For our purposes, we can probably count on just 6 SQ from this login bonus. And I previously mentioned a server maintenance for this campaign since it is a major game update. But with the updated info on Lilim Harlot's start time being so close to the beginning of April, I think the necessary game data will be packaged in the Lilim Harlot server maintenance. But we can still consider 4 SQ as conditional, just in case I'm wrong. So all combined from the Evocation Festival Part 1 is 36 quartz to add to our tally. Now for the last moment saving scenario total for Draco or Tiamat, whomever happens to be your priority. Assuming Tiamat's banner starts on March 17th and runs for 28 days like on JP, then her banner's last day would be April 14th. And the 14th would be 21 days from an assumed Draco banner start of March 24th, the same duration as she had back on JP. So April 14th is our target summoning date to allow for as many quartz and tickets to be saved as possible. Of course, we would have been keeping up with our daily logins and weekly missions, so counting up those first, from February 19th to April 14th, we would have 82 SQ and 7 tickets. Note, this is a 55-day period between those dates, and thus a 50-day total login bonus is included. And we cannot forget about the combined 10 Mana Prism shop tickets from March and April. Adding this all up with the SQ and tickets from the campaigns and events we've gone over, the total on hand to try for either Tiamat or Draco would be 223 Saint Quartz and 41 summon tickets. In terms of individually counted summons, including the bonus ones, that works out to 126 pulls. Obviously, we're quite a bit short from pity, but in general, I don't think 126 summons is completely hopeless. The summoning calculator I use gives 126 summons a 63.65% chance to get at least one copy of the Rate Up SSR Servant, something that I, personally, would be relatively hopeful about. But I would always advise tempering that hope with expecting the worst. FGO's gacha can be definitely cruel, even when the numbers seemingly indicate favorable odds. Now, if we include the conditional SQ from the rank ups and such, the savings total for our last moment scenario becomes 255 quartz and 41 tickets. This includes that Evocation Festival server maintenance I changed my mind about, and a potential counterpart to JP's Anime Expo campaign that provided 10 SQ. If you're curious, this figure works out to 138 individually counted pulls, which would give a 66.99% chance to at least get one copy of the Rate Up SSR. So, my fellow, hopefully soon-to-be masters of Tiamat and or Draco, that is what we can reasonably expect for a very up-to-the-last-moment type of saving scenario for these two waifus. But please keep in mind, there are assumptions of event and banner dates involved, so if there is any major deviation from what I've outlined here, then that will obviously impact the end result to a small degree, I think. I really hope this was helpful in some way. And if it was, please give the video a thumbs up to support the channel. Let me know in the comments if you're still hopeful in obtaining either Tiamat or Draco, or have you shifted focus to saving for the anniversary/summer event? And if you're interested in more details of what's to come for SQ, please check out my SQ saving in 2025 parts 1 and 2, if you haven't already done so. Part 1 may have some outdated sections, but it will at least give you a general sense of what to expect up to August. At any rate, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, cheers!